on, fellow junkies? Horror Junkies 519. Kyle 13th coming at you again today, you guys. I want to welcome you here, welcome you now, back to Horror Junkies 519 with your host, Kyle 13th. Ready to rock and roll, you guys, where we keep it Halloween, spooky, horror, October-ish, all year round. And this video is going to prove it. Even though technically spooky season's over, I'm going to keep it alive with an episode of the Slasher Decade. That's right, you guys. If you missed my last episode of the Slasher Decade, I did 1980, went over through all the slasher movies that were released in 1980. And this episode of the Slasher Decade, we're going to do 1981. So in the video, we're going to kind of cover every single slasher movie that came out that year. And so we got 21 slasher movies to get through, you guys. So go ahead and get comfortable, get some snacks, get some refreshments, and make sure that you make it through this whole video because I got a lot of great stuff to cover. Things I'm going to kind of cover, I'll talk about the movie a little bit. I'll talk about its releases that it's got. I'll rate it a little bit. I really got to keep this moving a little bit faster because I do have 21 movies to go through. So I definitely don't want to make this last all day. But since you're here, don't forget to check out my TeePublic store. I do have my link down in the description. And so if you want to get a Horror Junkies 519 t-shirt, Kyle 13th t-shirt, sticker, magnet, pillow, whatever it is, it's there for you. And I thank you all for supporting me in any way, shape, or form. I absolutely dig it. So let's go ahead and get into our time capsule and zoom off to 1981, you guys. You know, I could definitely get used to being in the 80s, even though I wasn't in it that long. But I absolutely love it. Let's go. So like I said, we got 21 movies to go through, and let's get started, and let's not waste any more time. So we're going to start with 1981's Scream. Yes, not the 1996 Scream or whatever it is by Wes Craven. This is not the movie, and if that's what you're expecting, you'll be sorely mistaken because this does not hold a candle to that movie. But I really do want to enjoy this movie. It has some great slasher tropes, and it's got a great setting. It's got a lot of great opportunity, but it doesn't deliver on everything in any way, shape, or form, you guys. It has a giant could-be body count. There's tons of people. There's a giant group of people that go to this ghost town. They're going to camp out there, you know, drink, hang out, have fun, do the thing, and they start getting picked off. And like I'm saying, there's like so many people in this group, and I'm like, okay, so we're going to get to see a lot of kills, but sadly, a lot of people survive this movie. There's still a good number of kills, but they left so many alive, and, you know, the killer isn't really a physical being from what I can tell. It's more like a spirit, and so that's not that much fun. But you know what? Due to the setting, the potential of the body count, I want to like this movie. I've recently watched it twice just to kind of get my teeth into it again, and it just doesn't deliver. Honestly, as a star rating, I'm going to go ahead and give this about a 2 out of 5, and that's me being very generous. As far as releases for this one, it does have the VHS. It's got this DVD. I believe it just went to Blu-ray. I don't think it was 4K. It may have gone straight to 4K. Don't quote me on that one, but it did recently just get a new re-release. And so if you definitely want to see this on a nicer version, definitely get that one. But I'm not going to sit here and say I recommend Scream from 1981. I want to like it so bad. But this next one is one of my favorite slashers of all time. And I really don't think anything's going to take this one off its pedestal for this type of movie anytime soon. And that is My Bloody Valentine. This is the greatest Valentine's Day horror movie ever. Valentine's Day slasher, whatever you want to do. I think this is absolutely top notch. There's nothing that's going to beat it that's out there now, I don't think. And anything that we make nowadays, I still don't think will top this. The Miner is being such a great killer, such a great atmosphere. The story is great. I love the small town feel. All the characters are great. I love My Bloody Valentine. This is a 5 out of 5 for me, and that's not even breaking a sweat. This one has all the releases you could possibly want. VHS, DVD, it's got Blu-rays. This is a Blu-ray. It's also got a 4K. Probably going to upgrade to the 4K. I'm pretty sure I surprised every single one of you with that, but highly, highly recommend My Bloody Valentine. This is a staple for me and Angelina's Valentine's Day day. We always get some dinner, then we come home and watch My Bloody Valentine. So, needless to say, it is a family favorite here. All right, you guys, and to kind of bring in a more of a classic director, you guys know Tobe Hooper. He's the guy who did the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Can't go wrong with that. So we got another one by him. That is The Funhouse. This is actually a pretty good slasher movie. My only gripe about this one is it feels like it takes a little bit too long to kind of get going, like with the kills and kind of get the story going. I feel like it drags on. But once it gets going, it actually is a pretty decent slasher movie. I do recommend this one as long as you can get through that beginning part. It is about a group of friends that are, they go to the fair, the fun house thing, and they decide they want to stay the night in there. And so after that, they witness a murder and they start getting picked off after that. The killer is kind of a mutant killer. So it's kind of cool, a decent effect on that. But honestly, I definitely recommend this one. Not as highly as My Bloody Valentine because of that beginning. I'll probably go ahead and give this one a 3 out of 5. As far as releases on this one, it's got the VHS, the DVD. It does have a Blu-ray. This is the 4K that just came out, so it is still readily available. The 4K is by Scream Factory, and so is My Bloody Valentine. Blu-ray and 4K is also by Scream Factory, so Scream Factory is a good place for you to pick up some of these old school slashers. Next up, we're gonna go with Eyes of a Stranger. Yes, Eyes of a Stranger. I was like, was it Eye of the Stranger? This is pretty... I don't think this one's as well known as it should be. I think it's a pretty good unknown slasher movie, but it's pretty great. You do kind of have like the creeper. He's watching, girls, and he's like trying to sneak into their apartments and stuff like that. He is dealing with a blind girl, of all things. We do have an alum from... where is she from? I'm gonna forget. Dang it. Who is this girl? Yeah. Anyway, so we do have some alums from original other horror movies, but I'm spacing it right now. I'm trying to find it as fast as I can, but it's just not working. Yeah, not important. But we do have some horror alums in this movie, so it does make it a little more entertaining. I found this be a little bit of a slow burn, but I think overall it does deliver on what it should. I want to go ahead and give this one probably a 3 out of 5 as well. Very mid-level slasher, but definitely still worth that watch. I probably wouldn't recommend it to every horror movie watcher, but whoever's into slasher movies, I definitely give you guys a chance for this. This does have the VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. I don't think it's made the jump to 4K yet. This is a Scream Factory release, so another chance for you to go check out some Scream Factory. Alright, guys, next up is we got some kid killers, you guys. You can't go throughout the 1980s without a couple, or 1981 without a couple kid killer movies, right? And so that is Bloody Birthday. So this movie is... like I said, it's got some killer kids in it, which I think is also a good way to kind of, step away from the rest of the slasher movies that we've talked about so far. Basically, we got 3 kids that are kind of born on the same night, and I believe it's during an eclipse or something like that. And, they get a little bit older, and they start killing people. And I'm talking like nothing serious, like, okay, well, some of them are pretty serious, like, they're poisoning people, they use bows and arrows and stuff like that, kid stuff. One of them ends up with a gun, but I do recommend this one. I think it is an absolutely fun watch. I do wish this cover art was a little bit better, but, it is what it is, and this releases by Arrow. This is a Blu-ray, so you also can get this on VHS, DVD, and I don't believe this one's made to 4K yet. But honestly, still a good fun slasher movie, you guys, to check out from 1981. That would be Bloody Birthday, you guys. Rockin' and rollin'. Alright, you guys, and here comes my very first biased movie of the list. Honestly, you guys know this is going to happen all the way throughout the 80s, pretty much. If you watched my first episode on 1980, you already knew it was going to happen, and here we are in 1981, and we're right back at it. Friday 13th Part 2. I absolutely love all the Friday 13th movies. It is purely nostalgia, but I can't see myself getting around that in any way, shape, or form. But honestly, when it comes to Friday 13th, what do I have to say? Anyone that watches horror movies typically have seen all these. This is the first appearance of Jason. Mrs. Voorhees was running wild in the last movie, but Jason, here he is. The sack mask, the overalls, and I absolutely just love it. It's just the start of a lot of great movies coming down the line. But I'm a big fan of Friday 13th Part 2. Go absolutely figure. 5 out of 5 for me on that one. And obviously Friday 13th, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, DVD box set collections, Blu-ray collections, steelbooks. it's all readily available. If you can't find this, I don't know what to tell you. All right, you guys, next up, I want to go ahead and go on to Graduation Day. This is a little bit lower budget of a slasher movie, but I mean, a great slasher movie nevertheless. This version is released by Vinegar Syndrome, which is another one of my very favorite labels to buy these slasher movies from. Basically, you know, you start off and the girl's running track and she ends up ends up passing away. And then, like, you know, after that, the whole track team starts getting picked off. On the back, it kind of has a little bit of a spoiler. Like, you know, they're just marking off the track team as they're getting picked off. So, you know, the killer's definitely potentially involved with the track team, or, you know, with the girl who may have passed away. We don't know. I am trying not to do a ton of spoilers with these, but I know these are older movies. But if you guys want to know more about these movies, leave it down in the comments and I will help you out. But I do recommend this one. It's a great, fun, low-budget slasher. It's very mid. I will give this about a 3 out of 5. Not extremely gory, but, you know, a lot of good kills. You see them on camera, but, you know, good nevertheless. So this does have VHS. It's got DVD. This is the Blu-ray copy. I don't even know my own stuff sometimes. And I do not believe it's made the jump to 4K yet, but this Blu-ray copy is amazing. And like I said, Vinegar Syndrome. Another place, if you are looking for these old school slashers, to definitely check them out. They got a new slasher coming out this month, and I cannot wait. One I actually have not seen, and that is Fatal Games. I absolutely cannot wait. I've never seen it. I've heard not good things. I've heard good things, so who knows? I'll probably love it. Next up is another one of the probably most favorite slashers of 1981, maybe the 80s decade in general, and that is The Burning. I don't think this is one I have to talk too much about as well, but this is basically a big Friday 13th, I don't want to say ripoff, because I do feel like it's got its own things, but it's, without saying a lot, it's a Friday 13th ripoff, a very summer camp movie, but it definitely can stand up on its own, because it's a great slasher as well. This one's definitely going to get a 4 out of 5 for me, without a shadow of a doubt. And this one also has VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and it's got this brand new 4K. I just got this one for my birthday, so thank you, siblings. Absolutely love it. And, you know, this is just one of those movies that I didn't know about for the longest time, and I was told about it, and I've loved it ever since. But that I was told about it like a good... We're probably talking like 20 years ago, and then that's when I fell in love with it. So when I knew right about off the bat. So The Burning, highly recommended. Check it out, you guys. All right, next up, would you know it? We have 2 birthday title slasher movies in 1981. You didn't think that, you think it's unheard of, but you know, it is what it is. And so we do have Happy Birthday to Me. Honestly, this is a kind of a funny story about this one, because we have this cover that shows off a very famous kill in this movie, but this is not how it goes. It's not even this guy. I mean, it looks completely different, so it's kind of funny they kind of changed the cover from how the kill is in the actual movie. But, you know, still a great movie. You do have a kind of a birthday party and, like, you know, people getting picked off, and it does have a very twist ending on who the killer actually is. Like I said, I'm not trying to get too spoiler with these. I'm probably sure I've ruined a few of these already, but, you know, Happy Birthday to Me, I would say it's a very mid-level slasher. I don't think it's overly gory. The kills they have a couple creative kills, like this little shish kebab kill, which is enjoyable, but I mean, it's not, I don't think it's as fantastic as they're putting it on the cover. I don't think that was necessary, but still, very cool movie. This one does have the VHS, DVD. This is the Blu-ray. I got this one from KL Studios, Kino Lorber Studios, sorry. And so that's one I'm still kind of new to. But if you guys want a Blu-ray of A Happy Birthday to Me, Kino Lorber's your place. I do not believe this has gone to 4K yet, and I'm pretty sure it has not. So this is a pretty new Blu-ray, so maybe in a couple years we might see it on 4K. Yeah, mid-level slasher. All right, you guys, so this next one is the one that I'm saying I do not own from this list. Technically, it does not have a DVD release. This is a bootleg that I will be showing. So I'm still saying, I still mark this as I don't have it in my collection, because I need a DVD, a legit DVD. I need a Blu-ray. I need a 4K, whatever the case may be. But I do not currently have that, but that is Home Sweet Home. This is a very unknown Thanksgiving slasher, very loosely Thanksgiving slasher. This is a wacky movie. This is not good. I mean, it is pretty much all taking place in the day. The killer straight from the on-go. You see him running around, you see him killing people, and some of the things that this guy does in this movie is just wacky and zany. But the characters are the same. There's a guy running around with face paint and a guitar, and he's just being annoying. They call him Mistake. I don't know. I really hope this gets a release someday, and I would love to add it to my collection legitly. But yeah, I got this from one of my horror conventions, and good movie to kind of have. It says the Bradleys won't be leaving home ever. Home sweet home. But yeah, if you're still wanting a Thanksgiving slasher, just stick with Blood Rage. But I still want this. Like I said, it doesn't have a release. It has a VHS release, doesn't have a DVD or anything like this. Like I said, this is as bootleg as you get. So it is what it is. Hopefully someday. Just making sure I kind of covered all my points on that one, which I think I did. And honestly, if I've missed something on a certain movie that you want me to let you know down in the comments, like if I missed releases, or if I didn't talk enough about the movie, let me know down in the comments. I'll happily talk about each one with you. Next up is Final Exam. Still another low budget slasher movie, but this one's on a college campus, which I think is always fun. It's finals week. People are trying to finally have fun, cut loose, and just be done with school, and people are starting to get picked off. There's a prank at the beginning of the movie that kind of sets the tone a little bit, and you definitely get some good character development a little bit, but it is a slasher movie, so they don't really go too crazy into it, but people start getting picked off in fun, bloody ways. It doesn't really get too crazy with the blood, but it's there, and so I definitely think this is definitely one of the better mid-level slashers. It's still about a 3 out of 5 for me. As far as releases on this one, it definitely has the VHS. We got DVDs and we got Blu-rays. Dang it. I always look up if they've gotten 4Ks yet, but I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. I really should start writing this stuff down, but I want to get better as the decade goes on. But I'm going to say this has a Blu-ray, not a 4K. And this 4K is done by Scream Factory, so there you go. Scream Factory, heavy on this list. I think last time was very heavy. Vinegar Syndrome. Maybe one of them's going to be Arrow. Who knows? We'll just see how the decades go. So next up is another college horror movie, which I think is good. I love the sorority stuff. I love seeing college campuses and stuff like that. I just recently watched Pieces again. I just absolutely love that whole little setting of the movie. The college stuff, because I didn't really go to a leave home college, so experiencing it through movies is a lot of fun for me. And this one is Hell Night. We do have our girl, I'm gonna forget her name because I always do that, Linda Blair from The Exorcist. So we do have a horror alum from one of the greatest horror movies ever made, The Exorcist, and that's my own opinion. But Hell Night, this is one of those things where they're to get into a sorority or whatever, or they're getting pranked or whatever. They have to stay in a haunted house, and they got a bunch of stuff wired up to try and scare them. But turns out that people are actually getting picked off. It's not all a joke like it's all cracked up to be. But this is a great fun movie. It is. They all do dress up in costumes. So is it a Halloween movie? I don't think it is. And so, it's just, it's Pledge Week, but I don't think this is a Halloween movie. I did not have a time to rewatch this one, so I don't quite remember. But if you guys remember Hell Night, is it a Halloween movie? Don't remember. But they are wearing costumes. But, they wear costumes on Terror Train as well. But that was a New Year's movie, so I don't know. Definitely, I highly recommend Hell Night. A great watch, and, I have a good old Linda Blair movie in there. But, I'm going to give this one about 4 out of 5. Nothing too gory in this one, but it is still a good, fun story. Hell Night. As far as releases, we do have the VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and I'm still waiting on the 4K for this one. So, and this is Scream Factory, if I did not say it. So, another Scream Factory. Alright, you guys. So, this actually might be one of the lowest budget movies on this list, but I absolutely love this movie. I think it is so kooky and zany and corny, but every time I watch it, I do enjoy it. This is not a movie I honestly recommend to any horror fan. It has to be a slasher fan, because otherwise they're just going to absolutely hate it. And even some slasher fans are probably going to hate this one too. And that is Don't Go in the Woods. funny story about this is like the lead singer of CKY, Can't Kill Yourself, absolutely loves this movie. I think he's been trying to push for a sequel for a very long time. This is one of his favorite movies, and that's where I discovered it, was him talking about it on like a random video. But I absolutely love it. It's not a great movie, you know, it's in the woods, so I think it's a great setting. The killer is absolutely goofy. It's like some forest woodman, and he's like got all this crap all over him, and he's running around killing people, and they're doing all the weirdest stuff. They're like out there painting. Some of them's got a baby, and some people are just like hiking and stuff like that. And just a really wacky, zany movie, but it's all in good fun for a good fun slasher movie. And you'll never miss this bright yellow case. So, you know, that's Do Not Go in the Woods Alone. Honestly, just because I'm being generous on this one, I will give it about a 2 out of 5. But, I mean, I'm biased with this one because I do like it. Releases, it does have the VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, not a 4K yet. But this Blu-ray is actually pretty awesome. It does have some... It doesn't have anything crazy as far as features or anything like that, but it does have a featurette, you know, on the movie. So if you want to check it out, I am crazy about releases, and this is a Vinegar Syndrome release, so another chance for you to go check out some Vinegar Syndrome. Gotta save my voice here, guys. Whew! We still have 6 or 7 movies left. Come on, quick. Horror Junkies 509. We can do this. All right, next up, one I just recently rewatched because I do really enjoy this movie. This is Night School. Basically, people that are going to night school are starting to get picked off by a killer that is in a motorbike outfit. And, you know, it kind of has something to kind of tie in with the night school on why these people are getting picked off. Someone's being slutty. Let's just say that. Honestly, this is a pretty low-level slasher, but I do enjoy it very much. As far as slasher blood and gore, it's not extreme or anything in way, shape, or form. It's pretty mild, but I mean, the kills are there. He has one of those like little bent like kukui knives or whatever. So I think those are really kind of cool. It's absolutely not what that knife is called, but I just don't know what it's actually called. But it's actually pretty cool. And I always like the biker aesthetic for killers, like, you know, the all leathers, the biker helmet. I think it's actually a pretty good look, and you know, lots of decapitations and stuff like that. Can't go wrong with that. As far as releases, I do know that it had the VHS. It has this DVD. Don't think this has gotten a Blu-ray yet, so hopefully this will get a Blu-ray release. And if it has gotten a Blu-ray release, let me know, because I don't remember. This is just from the remastered edition, the Archives collection of Warner Brothers. So, you know, that's definitely a label you haven't heard of in this video yet. So, you know, good times. All right, you guys. So this one is actually a sequel. If you guys remember from the last video, I did talk about Anthropophagus. So this is the sequel to that. It's called Absurd. You basically have like a superhuman guy running through town, just picking people off. He gets himself really injured on a one of those spiked fences, and he's in the hospital, and you know, he heals just like that, and then he's on his way again killing. It is a foreign film. This is the Italian collection, but also directed by Joe Diamato. So I don't know. It definitely, if you are into those foreign slasher movies, I do highly recommend this one with Anthropophagus. Honestly, I would say watch Anthropophagus than this one. But this one's got some good gore effects on it. You know, this guy's like dealing with brains and stuff like that, needles going all the way into his head, and you know, very cool stuff like that. Foreign slasher movies are never too afraid to show gore. Sometimes I feel like American ones really are, but not to say we haven't gotten some uber gems out there. So, you know, Absurd. As far as releases, I'm only aware of VHS and DVD. I have not seen this on Blu-ray yet, but I might be mistaken, but I have not seen a Blu-ray. Right on. Getting right down there now. All right, you guys, so next up is Nightmare. So this is also called Nightmare in a Damaged Brain, I believe. Basically, the story is this kid chops up his mom one day because she is a slut. And, you know, he grows up a troubled young man, and he just keeps picking people off. Lots of going to, like, porn theaters and stuff like that in this movie, so you see a lot of that. Lots of nudity. The kills are pretty decent. The gore's right there on point. And honestly, I think it's a pretty darn good movie. Rewatch of this, I still really enjoy it. I would probably honestly give this one a 3 out of 5. Almost, I don't do halves, otherwise it would be about a 3.5. So it's almost a 4, but it's not quite there for me. But that's Nightmare / Nightmare in a Damaged Brain. See, that's the kid. He's killing his mom. And she's right there being a slut. So, you know, hopefully that doesn't get me in trouble. She's perfectly covered. But that's Nightmare. Honestly, as far as releases, this has VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. I have not upgraded to the Blu-ray yet. And no 4K in sight just yet. So definitely, I do recommend this one. I do enjoy it a lot. So this next one is a made-for-TV movie. One of those random movies I just kind of found when I was working a video store. And, you know, it just looked like fun. I love scarecrows, and so Scarecrow horror. This, like I said, this is a made-for-TV movie, and that's Dark Night of the Scarecrow. This is not scary. This is not gory. This is not any of that stuff. The kills are actually pretty weak, but I really enjoy the story, and I watch this very regularly in the fall time. I watched it this year already. There is a sequel. I do not recommend it in any way, shape, or form. And but this one, I think it has a good charm to it. I think you will definitely enjoy it. Basically, story. There's a mentally handicapped, man. He thinks he's a child, but he's a man. And, he hangs out with a girl a lot, even though the town is really against it. And the girl ends up getting hurt by a dog. They think the handicapped man did it, and so he runs off hiding. They find him. And then, after that, all these guys that were involved start getting taken down. And so, good movie, simple concept, but honestly, a really great story. I highly recommend it. This mailman right here is an utter piece of crap in the movie, but that just means he's doing his good job as far as acting. As far as releases, this stuff does have VHS, DVD, and it has a Blu-ray. Hasn't made the jump to 4K yet, but I don't know if a made-for-TV movie will. Who knows? But this is a pretty one that people really do like. All right, you guys, we are getting to the bottom, so we are just about done. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Let me know if you like these videos down in the comments. I love getting feedback, and then if you guys have anything that you want me to add to these videos, let me know, because I'm here to entertain you guys. This is why I do all this work, is for you guys. I like to watch my videos to ensure that they're fun, but honestly, I'm here to make you guys learn more about horror, learn more about slashers, learn about products that you like, but I can't do without you guys. All right, so next up is an absolute no-brainer, and that is Halloween 2. These franchises are obviously going to be, I'm going to be a little more biased towards, because I absolutely love them. But I can't get through me being biased or nostalgia. This is an absolutely great movie. I don't need to say anything about it. It is a complete continuation from the same exact night from the original Halloween. It came out in 1978, so you didn't get to see that one in the last video, because that one came out in the 70s. But Halloween 2, still after Laurie Strode in the hospital. If you haven't seen this is kindergarten stuff right here, in my personal opinion. Good kills, good gore. This is when Halloween really started getting gory. Michael Myers still rocking and rolling in his mask, and he's got a scalpel in this movie, which I think is super cool. I love the hospital setting. This has absolutely every release under the sun. VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, box set collection, steelbooks, you name it, it's got it. So next up is kind of another Friday the 13th ripoff, summer camp movie with a big lumbering killer, and that is Madman. Ooh, Madman Mars. Where's the... there's like something that they say in the movie, and I always think it's on the cover, and it's not. But don't say his name, he'll hear you. Madman Mars. But this is a pretty low budget movie. It's not a perfect film in any way, shape, or form. It does have its quirks, and so it does kind of hold it back a little bit, but I do enjoy it more than I think the average viewer does. It's got some good, decent kills. The gore isn't 100% there, but I mean, I still think I love the lumbering killer. I love the camping / forest setting, but to me, you can't really go wrong with that. But I'm going to go ahead and give this one, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, and that's me being very generous to this movie. I don't exactly recommend this one to everybody, but, if you are really into slashers, Madman will be a good choice for you. I think some of the other slasher fans are going to be like, why are you rating that so high? I get it. But it's just my opinion on that one. As far as releases, it does have a VHS, a DVD, Blu-ray. I got this one at Vinegar Syndrome, and I do believe it has a 4K now. So you guys can keep an eye out for that one. Probably done by Vinegar Syndrome as well. All right, you guys. So here we are. We got another one. The second to last, we got the Prowler. This is got the effects done by Tom Savini, the great effects artist that did Friday the 13th Part 1, Part 4. He also did the effects in the Burning. So you guys know when Tom Savini is in the hands of doing the makeup effects, the kills are going to be on point. This is a little bit slower of a slasher, so I always kind of hope this one's a little better each time I watch it, but I still enjoy it a lot. This is kind of like a World War II related slasher, like, you know, everyone's coming home, people start getting picked off, at the, you know, the dance, and then they kind of had the dance again, and so it comes back and starts picking people off. You know, he leaves roses behind with all his victims and stuff like that. Like, he uses a pitchfork quite a bit, and I think that's kind of a fun weapon for a slasher. But he's all done up like a World War II, like combat warrior guy, I guess, military man. But still a really good slasher movie if you're willing to, you know, sit through it and enjoy it, let it be its own thing. And, you know, I don't think you can go real long with this one. I do give this one about a 3 out of 5. I honestly feel like I could give it a 4. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and give this one a 4 out of 5. I hate changing my ratings as I give them, but, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm wrong. But The Prowler, I think, is a pretty decent movie. Like I said, not perfect, but releases, it does have VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. This Blu-ray is done by Blue Underground, so there's another place for you to pick up these old slashers that you guys should definitely have in your collection. And The Prowler, check it out. No 4K on this one yet. Alright, you guys, last but certainly not least, it's going to be Just Before Dawn. I absolutely do love this slasher movie. It is forest based, so it is in the forest. And, you know, people are going out there camping, you know, they're hiking around and start getting picked off by these killers that are dressed up like like hunters. They got the hunter orange on and stuff like that. They use, like, machetes and stuff like that. Enjoyable, like, you know, someone's, like, swimming in the water, and they're like, this girl's swimming in the water with the guy she's really liking, and, like, he goes underwater, and she thinks she's messing around, and so someone grabs the girl, and she's like, oh, that's so funny, my boyfriend grabbed me, but he's, like, on land and stuff like that. So it's got a really good suspense feel to it as well, and it's got a cool little whistle to it, kind of like, you know, the Friday the 13th has the Halloween has the piano theme, and this one's got a whistle. I'm probably gonna butcher it, but and I don't know why, I just kind of enjoy that. Like, it kind of has its own thing. I think it's great. Definitely kind of be probably a mid-level slasher to higher. So I'm gonna probably give it about a 3 out of 5. I definitely do really enjoy this movie, but Just Before Dawn. All right, guys. So that is the last one. As far as releases, sorry about that, guys. So this does have a VHS, it does have a DVD, and it's got this Blu-ray. This is by Code Red, but has not made the jump to 4K, I don't believe, yet. But it's got a couple Blu-ray copies out there. So I think another company did one because there was a slipcover I missed, and I really wanted it, but I could be wrong. But I think there's 2 Blu-rays out there for this. So, like I did in the last one, I want to go ahead and do 2 versions of my top 3 slashers for 1981. So my first one is going to be with franchises involved. So I'm going to do my top 3 slashers from 1981 with franchises involved, and then I'll do one without. So as far as with franchises involved, this isn't going to surprise anybody. It's going to go number 1, Friday the 13th Part 2. I really don't think anyone's surprised by that in any way, shape, or form. Next, number 2 is going to be Halloween 2. And number 3 is going to be My Bloody Valentine. And so that is my top 3 slashers for 1981 with franchises involved. And now we're going to go ahead and take the franchises out. And so now my top 3, with a little less bias, is going to be my very number 1 is going to be My Bloody Valentine, without a shadow of a doubt. And I kind of went over this a little bit before I did the video, so I would be ready, but I'm obviously spacing everything I did. Number 2 is going to be The Burning. I absolutely love The Burning. It is such a great slasher movie. And my number 3, For my franchise list, top 3, I'm going to go... I had my third one set in mind, but I'm changing it, but I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with it. And that's going to be Just Before Dawn. I absolutely love 4 slasher movies, and this one just has a really good story to it. I really enjoy, like, I don't want to say I enjoy the characters, but I enjoy, like, you know, tries a little bit at suspense, and I really enjoy that a lot. So, you guys, so that is 1981 in a nutshell, you guys. That was 21 slasher movies, you guys. Varying degrees of good and bad, but you know, I do recommend you guys check them out. You know, if you ever feel like you want a little more information about it, leave it down in the comments, and I will definitely let you know. Don't forget, if you guys made it this far, follow my link to my TeePublic store. Get yourself a Horror Junkies 509 t-shirt, and that's gonna do it for me. Horror Junkies 509, Kyle 13 signing out. Just until next time, you guys already know it. I've been sentenced to life. I've been sentenced to life. I am a horror lifer, and you guys have a killer day. Halloween never ends, spooky season never ends, and go ahead and watch some of these movies and let me know what you think. Stay bloody, my friends. Stay spooky, and keep it alive.